Hi there, and welcome to Lessons Direct. Are you a primary school teacher? Do you understand the importance of teaching students visual and critical literacy, but you just don't know how? Then you are in luck, because for today only, we'll be offering you an amazing Grade 3 lesson that you can incorporate into your classroom as early as tomorrow. This particular lesson incorporates the picture book Banjo and Ruby Red by Libby Gleason and Freya Blackwood to teach visual and critical literacy. Visual literacy is the ability to interpret and understand the use of various elements of visual text to gain meaning in a particular context. It is the making of meaning out of visual elements such as objects, lines, tables, maps, and of course, words. Critical literacy is about reading with an awareness of where the text positions a reader, a knowledge of language and how it works, a growing appreciation of the many possible contexts for text, reading with an understanding of the ideas, values, and attitudes that underlie the text. So now that we've cleared that up, it's time to incorporate these into the lesson. The lesson begins by introducing the book to students. Start by looking at the cover and getting students to predict what they think the story will be about. Where do they think the story will be set? This is getting them to use their visual literacy skills. Get students to think critically by asking about the positioning of the two characters on the front cover. What do they think their personalities will be like? Get them to make connections such as text to self by asking if anyone has been on a farm before. Next, undertake a picture walk of the book. This involves highlighting some of the visual elements in the text. Through open-ended questioning, ask students what they notice about the different visual elements. Some suggested pages and questions to use include the following. This page highlights the use of character positioning and typography to influence our interpretation. Questions to ask students include, what do you notice about Ruby's body language? Why do you think they have written the words bark the way they have? Another page highlights the way illustrations show movement through time. Ask students, what do you think the dog is doing in this picture? What do you notice about the pictures? Another page highlights the way a close-up of characters can draw an emotional response. Ask students, what do you notice about the size of the characters on this page? How does the picture make you feel? Another page highlights the use of lines to frame the illustrations in order to show the passing of time. What do you think the lines are meant to show is one question you could ask. Implementing a picture walk is particularly helpful for ESL students to understand what is happening in the text without having to read the text. Next, it's time to read the story to the students. This is where the strategy of reading aloud to students is used. After reading, have a discussion with students about the story. Questioning and discussion is a key means of developing critical literacy. Do you know anyone like Banjo or Ruby Red? How are they like the character? How do you feel about this story and why? The main part of the lesson is to undertake a letter writing activity. Students should already be familiar with the letter writing conventions, but if not, be sure to model this first. Students will write a letter to one of the characters. For example, Ruby Red could write a letter to Banjo to apologise for her behaviour, while others may choose to write from the perspective of Banjo or even the other chickens. You want students to make the letter sound realistic. Students can compare their letters and discuss the differing points of view of the characters. As a gift to the first 50 teachers that take up this offer, we will also include additional resources to assist with second language learners for free. For example, we could suggest the following. Give them the option to verbally create their letter, unpack key vocabulary that may be challenging, allow students to write collaborative, in pairs, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Call now!
Created using Powtoon.